Hi, my baby.
Hey.
It's a full moon, ladies. It's a full moon today.
Oh,
Oh,
it is?
I
Big time.
can't see the full moon because it was rainy and overcast today, and then it finally stopped, and now I'm outside, and it's still kind of cloudy. I can't see a moon, but I'm outside because my deck life. I'm on shortened time now because I got August and September, and then I'm back
And
in the
then,
house.
then
And
no
it's
more
so
deck left.
muggy.
No more deck life.
It was hot today too. It was almost 90
Oh,
today.
it's in the 70s here, like 77, I think was the highest.
Oh, that's
But it's
nice.
I had my
muggy.
windows open last night. That last night was the first night in like 6 days because it was like 90 something to 100 degrees here. And I was last night, it was like 72 where I'm at all day. And then it got cool and I opened up my windows all last night. So I was happy. I was able to air my house out. Oh, yeah. So now I'm sitting outside and I'm luxuriating. So,
She here to
hi.
eat that.
Hi, Pam Greer.
Yeah,
Hi, Pam Greer.
she here to eat it like this.
I-
Hi,
I'm
Pam.
trying.
I
My
love you.
watermelon
Yeah.
that I went to the store and bought
Well,
the
bitch,
whole
is that
one.
watermelon? I thought that was strawberries. I can't believe you brought watermelon to the table. Bitch, you better put your hand down. No, we're not talking to you right now. We're not talking to you right now.
You know, there was
Watermelon and
there was
grapes.
a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Did you ever see that?
I
Which one?
didn't watch this. I didn't watch the series. I didn't watch it.
When Leon comes in and Larry catches him eating watermelon.
But he threw the watermelon away.
He did?
Yeah, he threw it in the trash. And then Larry comes in. Larry comes in as I don't know. I don't know his name. I don't know his name, the character on the show, but it was JB Smooth. Leon like threw it away and he runs to the table and sits down and Larry's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, and then
He opens up the trash can and there's like a whole half-ass watermelon. And I'm like, I feel you, bro. I ain't eating no watermelon in front of nobody. But here you are, Shahida, eating your whole ass watermelon. I ain't eating chunks. Watermelon chunks.
I like the half throw too. I like that it's short
Put it on the side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like unleashed my 80s style because I was like, ooh, I was gonna do like a mohawk and like put this side up and then the other side up, and then I was in the mirror and I was like, oh no, I'm just gonna fluff it. I washed it today.
You should do the mohawk though too.
I put all my moisturizers in and I let it air dry, and I've just been fluffing it all day.
Did you try the one I told you to try?
This is that 4C hair. Black women, listen to me. I'm going to need y'all to get on our YouTube channel and let me know what products to use. Because I used the Dew, which I heard was supposed to be so good. And it was good because my hair is still soft and still flippity flappity flap. But I think there's something out there better.
I told you to try the Camille Rose.
I did not buy that because I went online and I researched that and they did not get good reviews.
What would they say? Oh, it works great in my hair. I mean, my hair is really fine though, so I don't have 4C hair, but maybe that be the difference.
Look at this. This is 4C all
That
day.
don't look like 4C either, but whatever.
Listen, if you run your fingers through my hair, your fingers wouldn't run through it. Let me just say.
Okay, whatever you say, whatever you say.
No, it's not happening. But it's good. I got the Dew because they were like, oh, we specialize in the 4C, but I was like, okay, and it looks good. I like it. But
cute.
What are you saying?
It looks cute.
Thank you. But I know there's something out there better. So I'm going to twist it up tonight. So I'm going to section it off. Before I go to bed, I'm going to section it, put some more product in it, wet it down, and I'm going to twist it, put my bonnet on, and then go to bed. And then we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Because here's my thing. The reason why I'm testing all these hairstyles is because when I come, everybody knows we're all going to be in Cali in less than 10 days or exactly 10 days. I don't want to have to carry a blow dryer or a flat iron or a curly thing. I just want to be able to just wash and go. So that's why I'm trying these new products, because I just want to be able to twist it, and put my bonnet on, go to bed, wake up and be like, this here is day one.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll check.
Good.
We'll check back tomorrow. But thank you.
I want you to try the mohawk though, because I think the mohawk will.
That'd be cool. I think it'd be cute.
Yeah, I was like, I had this side up, and then I was like, I put my comb up to do the other side, and it was like literally a straight on, full ass mohawk, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. I liked it, but I was like, let me just take it out, do the old 80s look over here.
Especially if you do the what are you gonna do, the perm rods?
Yes, but I don't want to bring all that with me.
Okay, I got you.
It takes up space in my suitcase, so I don't want to bring any curlers or perm rods or rods or anything. I just want to be able to just wake up. When I get there, I'm either going to show up and my hair the whole time I'm there is going to be up, laid back, or it's going to be wash and go like this. I'm not bringing utensils with me. I can't. I don't want to carry that with me. But again, I digress. So
you digress.
Let's dive in.
Let's get it.
Married at first sight. Listen to me. I wish that the whole season of Married at First Sight can be on the honeymoon phase.
Right.
Because I love it. They're all trying to like get along with each other. And again, okay, here's the thing.
Who are we starting with?
Oh,
Lindy and Miguel.
Oh, wait,
okay.
I'm only saying Lindy and Miguel because that was like the first scene, basically. Okay. And with the bomb drop.
Let's start with them.
Okay.
So speak.
All right. First, when they announced they were the first to have sex, how shocked were you on a scale of 1 to 10? I was 11.
Yeah.
Really? I was 11.
She was not trying to have sex.
She was not. How do you think she came to that conclusion? Because what was it? What's her name? Not Alexis. Stacia. Went into that diatribe later, and she was just like, I want to make sure that you did this because you wanted to do this, because you were so dead set against it, and he was putting the pressure on.
Oh, he was trying to get it
from the very beginning. He was putting the pressure on, and I know she believes that she made this decision, and this was, consensual.
You don't know
I don't think so. I think he pushed her into that one. I was very shocked.
I don't think he pushed her into it. I think he might have, egged her on, and then she was like, I'm going to do whatever my husband wants me to do. Because that's her mentality. That's her mentality. She's going to do the most to make sure that he is happy.
Yep.
Period. End of story.
I agree.
Because you see, when they had the group dinner, and
I don't like him.
Wait.
I don't either.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I don't like him either. I shouldn't say I don't like him. I don't like his answer when the two of them were having their conversation, and he's like, well, I just want to let the 8 weeks go by. Like, he's there. And I felt her pain because she's like,
he's full of shit.
She's like, I'm all in. She's like, I'm all in. And you're just trying to give this like 8 weeks. And then after 8 weeks, she's like, so I'm going to keep my guards up. I felt her on that one because that's what I would do. I'm not going to give you my all. I'm going to give you 8 weeks. Like, if he said that to me, I would have looked at his dead ass in his face and said, I'm going to give you 8 weeks too. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to give you my 100% authentic self because you just said that bullshit to me. So we'll see each other at 8 weeks and we'll decide whether you want to be with me or I want to be with you. Period. End of story. But with regards to Lindy, I think Lindy she just wants her husband. She wants her life with her husband, and she is going to do whatever she has to do to make him happy.
Pretty much. He's very much in control of the whole situation.
Absolutely.
The fact that he was like, the fact that he's like, I'm gonna give 8 weeks. I can't, I'm so surprised that you guys can say I love you, whatever. I don't really know my wife yet. He's already like this.
But you fucked her.
Yeah, and he's already like exactly. Why don't you get to know her better? If you're really not trying to figure out who this woman is, but you won't fuck her for her sake, even if it's not even for her sake, knowing how sensitive she is, knowing how much she doesn't want to have sex until it's something special, knowing all those things, and you still fuck her, and then say, 8 weeks. Maybe it wasn't good. Maybe it wasn't good.
I feel like, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, his friend's interpretation of him and the things he said, in the pre-interview process or the process before they got married or selected, is not matching. It's not He's way too confident, way too cocky. That was not how they described him in the beginning. He didn't describe himself that way. He was like, he's a very nerdy person. He's a very giving person. No, he's very cocky and sure of himself. There's no ambiguity there, in my opinion. You're thinking hard. I don't get the same person. And another thing about him that I found really off-putting is he knows that she's kind of naive, and it does seem like he's full on taking advantage of that. He's like a total gaslighter.
Yes.
Total gaslighter. So no, I don't like him. I went in thinking I was really gonna like him.
Right.
And he's the total opposite of what I thought the first few weeks.
He's slick.
He's very slick.
Slicker than we thought he'd be. I was like, but to even put it out there, even if that's what he thought, that I'm only going to give it 8 weeks, to tell everybody else, because you know what? It doesn't matter if that's the case. She's all in. So he can say whatever he wants. That's the cockiness. He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And she's still, and she's like, well, why don't, I really want you to be, whatever. And he's like, yeah. No, I'll give you 8 weeks. No, it's great. Yeah. No. We're
and that scene in the bathroom after they had the dinner with everybody else, and she was basically like, well, it's our marriage and we have to. She was making excuses for his nasty behavior. Yeah. And I felt bad for her because I'm still not a fan of hers either. And I'll go further into that when we talk about another couple, but I'm not a fan of hers. But she was almost begging and pleading with him, like, I'm on your side. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It's just me and you. What's your good things to say to your husband?
If your husband's in it.
Right. Taking in the context of everything that went on. Oh, no, it was pathetic. But I don't mean it in a mean way.
And it was hypocritical because she had no problem. Here was what I found problematic with that is they sat at that whole group couples dinner and she had no problem with trying to throw him under the bus and saying what she needed to say. And he was, correcting her and they were going back and forth. But at the end of the day, when it got to the rest of the couples, every other couple was talking, telling their stories. Then they get back to their hotel. And it's not just them. It's all of them. That they get back to their hotel rooms and they're what did you think about this? What did you think about that? This couple or that couple. And then they all start talking shit about each other. I don't like that.
But I think it's kind of natural, though. I mean...
if you were married with... same thing kind of, too. You'd be like...
Think of the many conversations that I had about another couple after having dinner with them.
With Johnny Beanstalk and Lizzo, the two of them are going like, in the moment, going like this. Do you hear this shit?
Oh, that was when Morgan was talking about Ben.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That was when she was really going back and forth. I was like, calm down, chick. Wait till you get to away from the table.
Yeah, but then again, with them two, it was because Binh was confiding in Justin.
All right, so do we want to jump to them two now?
I mean, well, I guess we can we'll finish on Lindy and Miguel. I don't have nothing else to give to them because I look at them as Lindy is going to do the most for Miguel.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to say and act and do whatever she has to do to keep this man.
What do I need to do? She's like, what do I need to do?
What do I need to do to make sure that in 8 weeks you're not going to say, I want a divorce? And I get it because she was raised up some sort of way. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, she does nothing for me.
I think she thought that he has all the hesitation. He was like, this, that. It's like, well, once I sleep with him, then it'll be really on. And he's like, he slept with him, and then he's like, oh, all right, well, I slept with you now, so.
But he slept with her. He slept with her, and then told her that I got to see in 8 weeks.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's why
if he had held out and been like, I'm gonna wait until how you feel about me, he wouldn't have said that. He would not have said that if she had sex with him.
You don't think so?
I don't think he would.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think she really
knows he wasn't gonna get it if he said that.
Yeah,
because she was dead against not doing it because she wanted to have that special thing because of all that stuff.
You're right on that one, Chris.
And then he got it, and now he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give it 8 weeks." And she's like, "But I gave you my flower. I gave," and he's like, "Yeah, you did.
It was nice.
It was nice.
I hit the skins. I hit them cheeks. And now, after 8 weeks, if you act up, I'm out. Fuck out of here."
Yeah, I almost felt bad for her, but I don't like her either. But I really, really don't like her.
Why don't you like her?
I don't know. It's something about her that just rubs me the wrong way. And maybe, and that would be kind of mean on my part to be, maybe it is some of her, I don't know. I don't want to say innocence, but
her caucasity?
It's not her innocence. Let's call it what it is. It's her upbringing. Like she was raised as a Seventh-day Adventist or whatever that is. I mean, I don't understand. I will own it. I don't understand her religion. I don't understand her upbringing. I don't understand that.
I understand it. I don't understand her religion. I understand her upbringing. I get it. I've met many people in many different religions that are brought up very strict like that. So I get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I get her and that part. I think the part of it is I don't know enough. I don't get enough out of her. I'm wondering who she's going to be. Like when she brought up Stacia and Nate after Stacia came to her and said, I'm wondering if, you really wanted this. And then she threw out that, well, my husband thinks that Nate is insincere. I thought that was a bitch move, and I see that kind of bitchiness probably, being problematic, but we'll watch and see. I'm just, I don't feel her. I don't
think she knows any better. I don't think she knows how to interact with people. I don't think she knows herself. I don't think she knows anything else. She's been so sheltered and everything else. And when my husband thinks it's so-and-so, I don't think she knows any better. I don't think she knows subtlety.
I think she do. I think when women do shit like that, they know what they're doing.
I don't think Lindy knows a lot about anything, honestly.
Yeah, but she knows how to strike below the belt when she wants to. That's a catty move.
She knows how to manipulate. And I agree with you, Shahida.
I think so. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
And I don't know how to say this. Like, I agree with I agree with what you're saying with Shahida. I agree she knows what she's doing because, first of all, she didn't have to bring that up with Stacia and Nate.
In a moment when Stacia is really kind of bearing her soul to you, and like it's happened to me, and I thought she was going to go into a personal story for herself. Right. But go ahead, finish.
Like when Stacia was very verbal with her, like I've had this experience where I felt that I had to do this to keep this man, and this just was not healthy for me. And Lindy went into full on defensive mode.
She did.
And then she flipped the script and was like, well,
we were talking.
And we just feel like, Miguel was talking with the guys, like at their little shindig, that Nate isn't authentic. And I like the way that Stacia handled that, because
Stacia handled it very well.
I could tell by Stasia's face she was a little shook at the moment, like, oh, bitch. She gave her the look like, okay, bitch.
Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, here's your Karen moment. We will all kumbaya. We love each other. We're going to look out for each other. And here your ass comes with this bullshit. And I love the fact that Stacia was like, oh, please believe me. I'm suspect too, but I'm working on that.
Mm-hmm.
See, because the difference between, well, I'm just going to pray to the gods above that the shit that Stasia's talking about, what she has and what she's doing is fact, because she won't shut up about it.
You think she brags?
Oh, really? Yes. She bragged.
I really didn't think she was a bragger.
She's a stone cold bragger. And she's always talking about, I feel like men are, and when she was talking to Nate, I feel like men are intimidated by me. Bitch, shut your damn mouth.
Why?
That could be, I mean, she's 38 years, 37 years old.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, look, you can have a wonderful career and doing the most, but you don't have to keep bringing that up. Listen, if somebody, you don't have to keep saying that men are intimidated by you. Just go out there and meet men.
But
if they want to talk to you, they will talk to you. If they feel some sort of way about how you're living your life, then don't worry about it. I've never been that woman that's been like, oh, men, I don't want to, they're intimidated by me because of this, that, and the other.
I could see men being intimidated by her because she's a good-looking woman, as well as a boss, as well as has money. So if men can't measure up to who she is, they're gonna be like, oh, because they don't have any control over her. And a lot of men need to feel like, well, I'll take care of her, or this, that, and the other. She's fine, I'll take care of her. Or just based on her looks, they can be intimidated. But then based on her looks and her money, they could be intimidated. So I don't fault her for saying what.
I'm not faulting her. Here's what I'm saying. Stop talking about it. Because at the end of the day, a man is a man. If he's confident in himself, he doesn't have to make as much money as you. He doesn't have to be on the same level with you professionally and financially. But at the end of the day, if you guys meet, it is what it is. You're not, look, it's like, I don't care if I meet you tomorrow. If you're not bringing anything to the table and I like you, what you're doing doesn't affect my life, because I'm not looking at you as I'm entertaining finances with you. So I don't understand why it always has to be of, oh, he's intimidated. They're intimidated. This and that. I'm doing this. And I need somebody on my level. That's
cool. I don't really see her saying that, but I get what you're saying. I just don't see that from her. I don't think that, to me, I haven't saw her and said that she's a braggart. In her intimate conversations with him, she tries to tell about her dating experience. And maybe the men that she's dated have been intimidated by her. We don't know how many that is. It could be 2, it could be 300, but it's just like the men that she has come in contact with. And I get that to a point, because a lot of times, especially when you're young and have all your stuff together, people can be intimidated by that.
Yeah, but she's 37.
But I'm saying, but we're looking at her dating life from like 25 to now. And then she said she has been in some like serious relationships. So I'm thinking it's not that many people, but the people that she's been with have been intimidated.
Especially if she says, as she says, when she's dating for marriage. So when she's dating for marriage, these men are not have any kind of like, oh, she makes more money than me, or she's fine and she wants to get married, they could be like, ooh. Anyway.
Yeah.
But here, okay, so devil's advocate. She literally opened her mouth and was talking about, oh no, I'm lying. He opened his mouth and was like, she's building. She didn't shut his ass up though. She didn't curve him. He opened his mouth and is like, told the whole group that, oh, she's in the process of building a whole new property, and told me, I want you to move in with me. And they're like, are you going to do that? And he's like, oh, yeah. And when it got back to her, she's like, oh, yeah, I don't care about that. So here's the thing. It's like a double-edged sword for me. It's like, stop talking about.
But what was she supposed to say at that moment?
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't say, she didn't be like, oh, yeah, I'm building this house. And
right.
Yeah, he can come in. She didn't do any
to...
kind of brag emotion. She just said, yeah.
But why should, yeah, no.
Can we just talk about, can he just shave those things off the back of his head, please? Please. I beg you, just take those little
off the back of his head. His braider should pull them together and roll it up in a little
cut them off.
No, there's no cut off. No, he should pull them back in a ponytail.
All right, so should we go to them next? Maybe.
Sure.
I mean, we already did like half of it.
I don't like him. He
says a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna say I am very suspect with Nate. I think Nate is on the come up. Yes. I think Nate wants the whole Instagram, the followers. What can I parlay off of this?
And when say something about that though.
And when he moves into her brand new ass house, that I'm sure is going to be fucking fabulous. When she goes to work, he's going to be like this in her house. Instagram, pop, pop, pop. Yeah.
Yeah.
That ain't going to happen.
He may be on the come up with the Instagram, but I don't know why I took offense to, not offense, but I just didn't like the comment that Lindy made about, well, I put my phone down. I don't even have my phone half the time, but he's always like this. So what? Some people like.
That's what salty bitches do. Yeah, she did not like the fact that Stacia brought that shit up. If Stacia never brought that shit up about, I just feel some sort of way, and Stacia got emotional. Again, I feel like Stacia has issues that she needs to deal with. She's never going to have a successful relationship until she deals with her issues, because she's stone cold crying with Lindy talking about, I just want to make sure that you're not having sex. Like, he didn't force you to have sex with him, or like you didn't feel like you had to have sex with him because it would make him upset or whatever. And that's what it was at that moment when Stacia said that to her, that Lindy went in and started berating her about.
I disagree with that. I think we don't see. They gave us a glimpse of when they were on the bikes and stuff, of him doing this, that, and the other, and planting that seed. I bet you he does that all the time, not just some of the time. He's doing it every chance he gets, and everybody sees it and like, damn, he's like really, to the point where I think Miguel and Nate talked about it. Don't you think Nate does it? And I can see him doing that so much, like this, and the other, which is why I think he is on the come up. And I think Lindy just said that to her, like, yeah, he seems like, he doesn't seem like he's into you as opposed to into what it is. You know, he doesn't seem like he's into
what I was saying. Like, I think she.
Is that?
I don't think she did it. I don't think she did it maliciously.
I don't think Lindy would have ever brought that up if Stacia didn't address her with the whole her having sex with me.
I disagree with that.
I think before, if you guys noticed, when they were talking to Morgan, it was all about Morgan, and then all of a sudden it just skirted to Stacia saying something. I think there's something that we missed, and yes. It was the editing was really funky at that time. There's definitely a chop that we did miss. But let me ask you a question. Like, for him, this is the society that we live in. There are people who are just into Instagram and putting everything out there. I'm not that person. I barely have my phone when I go anywhere, right? But I know there are other people like that. I probably wouldn't want to be with somebody that was constantly like that. But
Right.
I'm not going to hate on him or anybody else that is just like Instagram happy. That's how they're making money now. That's their hustle. Is that a bad thing?
A little bit, because I would look at it like this. If that's how you make your money, great. But if I go out on a date with you, let alone be married to you.
Exactly. Then that's when you make that choice for yourself. But that person, he's already or she has already made the choice for them that's what they do. That's their hustle. So you either have to accept it or not. And I think that Stacia is going to have to come to that term too, because he does seem to be, and like Chris said, we saw that one clip, but he's probably on his phone all the time, especially when she brought it up.
Yep.
That might be something. And I think we've had this discussion on, other seasons where somebody was like, well, is this person really in for it? They're always, having their phone. I forget what couple it was. It was DC. And remember in DC, and it was the girl and she was dating the guy. It was the black girl with the long hair, and they had a horrible relationship. And he was like, remember? And she was very, very into her phone.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
And that's what she was saying. She was making money, or that was her hustle.
Brandon.
Yeah. Oh, they were horrible.
I didn't like him at all. That
was horrible. But I would count it as a negative for me if I was in a relationship, and I would understand that Stacia would count that as a negative for her. But to tell him he can't do it, I don't know about that.
It's a negative for me all the way around, because here's the thing. It's a negative for me with friendships and relationships and familiarships, because I look at it like this. If I make the time to go to dinner, brunch, drinks with you.
Hold on. Wait.
What happened? Oh, shut up. Oh, go ahead, Tanya.
All right. I'm sorry. I was like, okay, what? I'm sorry. I thought something was wrong. But here's the thing.
I was like,
when I go to brunch or lunch or dinner or whatever, drinks.
Still dope. Hold on. Still dope.
No, I will do. Listen, I do that all the time, where I'll be like, if the food comes out or a drink comes out, I'll be like, I got to take a picture. Chris, we did that when we was at Odeum. I had to take pictures first. But as soon as I took the pictures, my phone was always on silenced, because as soon as we walked in there, I put my phone on silence, because I didn't want, not that I'm popular or anything, nobody was going to call me because they knew I was in LA. But at the end of the day, I did not want my phone to ever go off while I was sitting across from Chris having a decent dinner. But when the food came out, I was taking pictures with the drinks. We took pictures. And then after that, I put the phone aside. 2 seconds. I'm not going to do that shit all night. If I'm out with friends or family or a date, and that's all that they're doing is taking pictures all day, the whole time, and I'm trying to have a conversation with them, that's problematic for me.
And this is also heightened because this is you got to get to know your wife.
Thank
this is
you.
Your wife. This is someone that you're supposed to be. You're not getting married. You are married to this person.
Thank you.
You shouldn't have your phone with you at all. And no distractions. Not about, this is our honeymoon. This is me on the ATV. You should be like, who are you and why am I married to you? And is this going to work?
I just literally had a whole wedding.
Right.
And said a whole I do to your ass.
Right.
You think I give a fuck about my phone? Right. I might have my phone. I mean, again, if I had a kid or if I had elderly parents that I need to keep in touch with, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to keep in touch with them outside of being recorded. Otherwise, I'm going to be recorded and I'm going to be giving my utmost attention to my man.
He also had to send pictures to his white girlfriend too.
Oh, he had to send Megan. He had to send Megan. He had to appease Megan. Because we already know.
We're still here.
They're coming home next week. And I can't wait for Megan. I can't wait for Megan to be like, when are we going to get together and go on a hike?
I want to go ATVing. I want to go on the ATV with you guys.
But I agree with both of you. You know, I'm not a phone person either, but you know, I know there are phone people. That's, you know, you make that decision for yourself. But what I found irritating about him is when they were asking him the question about why he wasn't having sex, and he went into this whole diatribe about why he wasn't, and I still don't know what the hell he said.
He gaslighted.
He says a lot of words.
He gaslighted.
He says a lot of words and he doesn't say anything.
That's exactly
right. He's really good at that.
He's a gaslighter, and that's why I am on the fence with him, because I'm like,
I like her. I do like her.
I really do like her. I really like Stacia, but I really hope that Stacia, whatever Stacia says how she is, I hope Stacia proves that. When they come home next week's episode, I'm going to need Stacia's house to be looking fucking flawless. I'm going to need
everyone is saying it. It better. It has to be.
It has to be.
Too much. They talk too much about it for it not to be.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I will be wholly disappointed if your whole shtick this whole time has been, I'm this boss woman making my money, building my generational wealth. I've got this property, that property, this property, and I'm building a whole new property over here. Listen, if she doesn't bring Nate on the tour of the real estate, and she doesn't bring shit to the table as what she's got, I'm gonna be disgusted.
I think she has it.
I'm hoping that she has everything that she says she
has it. I'm confident that she does. Her as a liar. I don't get that vibe from her. I don't even get the vibe from her that she tries to talk herself up bigger than other people. She seems to me very humble. I get that from her. I don't get the braggadociousness. I don't get the cockiness. She just seems very on a level. She just wants what she wants, but she wants somebody that's honest and going to be true to her.
It ain't Nate.
And it ain't Nate.
I think
we'll see, because she brought up the post-nup, and then she brought up on this episode the therapy, and you know he wasn't feeling that. He was okay with the post-nup. He was like,
he said he would do it.
I'll sign the post-nup, because at the end of the day, I mean, this is what you signed up for. You married a stranger, so you don't know what they're bringing to the table. So if I married a stranger and he just happened to be very wealthy and had a successful business and came to me and was like, this is what I have. When we get back after the honeymoon, are you willing to sign a post-nup? Of course. I'll sign whatever you want me to sign. Because at the end of the day, I don't need you financially. I'll do whatever I got to do. Because at the end of the day, you can sign a post-nup, and if the marriage lasts, depending on how long it lasts, you can work around that. So there's no need to argue about that.
Too much shady
no
shit.
Need to argue about
bankruptcy, the pictures, the what does he do for a living?
Yep. That's the part that to me is number one.
Too many things.
Listen to me. The questionable thing with me, where I was going with when she brought up the post-nup, he was okay for that. But the questionable thing for me was today when she brought up, let's go to therapy. I want to do therapy. And he's like, well, what's the timeline you're talking about? You want to do therapy? He was questioning her ass on that one. I don't think Nate wants to do therapy. She's like,
but he said he would, which makes me think he is even more of a con artist, because he was just like everything. Like I even said that with the post-nup. He was in my opinion, he was very quick to say, after he pushed back a little, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. And then with the therapy, he pushed back and he was just like, you know why? And then he was like, you know what? Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. But there's no real commitment behind his words yet. There's a lot of words. I want to see some action from him, and I don't see it.
The only action that I get from him is that he's saying, I want to be this power couple. And I think
That's
he's
not action.
That's
That's
big.
words.
I think that as a man, he's willing to ride her coattails to get what he wants.
Yep.
And he will love her. And not saying he won't love her and won't want to be with her. I think that he will be with her and love her as long as she is breaking it off and handling her business. And it makes him look good.
Who do you want to go to next?
Well, did we just go to well, I think we talked about did we talk about
Binh? You want to talk about Binh?
Ben and Morgan.
I'm not a fan of hers at all. I want to come home and not be bothered. Then why'd you get married? Then why did you get married? You have to come. You're coming home to somebody. If you want to be independent, then don't get married.
But can I say something?
I respect the fact that you're working all day, you want to take care of anybody, this and the other. Fine, you want someone independent, then as they said, get a roommate.
Oh, that was funny.
Get a roommate.
You know why I think she went in like that? Because of that scene on the beach, which was stupid on both. I think they both, like, he overreacted. I mean, there was nothing wrong with what that woman said. She had one freaking credit left for her BSN, and she's been a nurse. She is a freaking nurse. And the way that he presented it and said that he presented it to Justin, I would have felt some kind of way too. Yes. But again, she overreacted. Then her next move was, you broke my trust. I don't know if I can trust you. And then she went to that dinner and showed her whole ass too. Mm-hmm. I think it was a tit for tat thing with both of them. But it was extreme overreaction.
So here's the thing. I think there was a miscommunication. And for those that don't understand, like, I think Ben made it sound like she was
lying.
Like she was a fraud, because she was one credit shy or one course shy of getting her BSN. But anybody that knows, I'm in the business. So when I saw that, when I watched it, I was like, why has Ben acting so simple? Because she's one course shy of getting her BSN, but she's still a nurse. Because at the end of the day, you can go to a 2-year community college or a 2-year university and get your nursing license, and you could be a nurse as opposed to doing the 4-year nursing degree. But at the end of the day, I don't know how it works in California, but I'm just going to say how it works here because I live here and this is what I do for a living. Associate nurses and BSN nurses make the same amount of money. You're doing the same job. You might get a little bump in pay if she wants to be a nurse practitioner, which she's going to get a whole lot of bump in pay on that one. But here's the thing. The only reason why Morgan is going to get her BSN is because with the BSN, you have extra opportunities. Like you can go and be, you can work in the operating room, or you can go work in the ICU, or you can go work in the vascular unit or whatever other units, like specialized units with a BSN. With an ASN, you're still making the same money and you're still doing the same job. You can still you can still dispense medications, but there's just a little, you're making the money, but if you want to advance your career, you're going to have to get that BSN. Period.
Yeah. So he just blew, instead of just asking her the question or whatever, and her taking him aside and telling him, I don't know the context of how that went, but the way he said it, it did sound like, kind of like, what, is this something scandalous? You don't want anybody to know?
Like a whole fraud. Like she's like he made it seem like she was lying about her credentials.
And he said that.
Right.
And that's what made it even worse. And then she started crying. Whatever. It was just completely blown out of proportion. And then her whole bit at the dinner table was just over the top, and like everybody was like looking at her like, well, what do you mean? And I get what she's saying. A lot of times people do just want to come out and just come home and just chill from work. But ma'am, you asked for a husband.
Thank you.
Right. I agree.
But I think that was just her retaliation.
And also,
I
yes,
agree with you.
he was in the wrong. Then was in the wrong. Then was in the wrong for doing what he did. But it seemed like he immediately apologized, understood how he hurt her feelings. You know, he doesn't know her yet. You know, and she explained it to him. He apologized. He went on with it. He tried to rectify the situation. So I don't know why she had to come up over the top and really be like, you know, I want this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, come on.
When she was like, the person I thought Ben was, that's not the person I know. You just met him yesterday.
You don't even know him. Exactly.
But at the end of the day, we can reverse that, because the person that he thought he was getting, he doesn't have, because she's got issues. Like, we already know that Ben and his family, he's a mama's boy. It's all about his family, and it's all about him saving his money and doing whatever he's got to do to retire at 41 or however old he is. And he doesn't like the fact, I don't even think it's about her education and about her job. I think it's about the fact that she doesn't have a good relationship with her family.
And she don't have money.
Well, I mean, that's besides the point. She made it very clear to him that she doesn't want him for his money, and she's going to pay her student loans, and she's going to do what she has to do to get her nurse practitioner degree, which I think she should do. She shouldn't have to worry about him, because he's at a point in his life that he's, you know, trying to like retire and whatever. She should be able to do what the fuck she wants to do.
Yes,
Period.
but in that case, he's reacting to the fact that he's not going to be able to retire at 41 if she's still trying to hustle and pay off a student loan, this and the other.
No, he can retire. He can retire.
What?
But she can't.
She's not going to retire? He wants to retire.
I mean, he can retire, but she can't retire. She made it very clear to him, I don't want your money. I'm not with you for your money. I'm not with you for your investments. I'm not with you for your savings. I'm not with you for anything. You do you, boo-boo. Basically, you do you. And I'm going to do me. And I'm going to pay off my student loans. And that's, I get her on that, because that's what I would say to him. Bro, I don't need you for your shit. If you want to, listen, here's the thing. If you want to retire at 40 or 41 and you want a woman that is, you know, debt-free and was able to retire with you, then I'm not that bitch. But that's what I would have said to Ben.
I think that's what he's thinking. That's what he's thinking. He's like, I'm not going to be able to retire.
But he didn't say it. But she made it very clear.
Why would he need to say it?
You don't need him for nothing. She's good. She's good.
But at the end of the day, too, they're married.
Right.
And I don't understand how people, okay, you have most of the money and this person has some money. But once you get married together, no, I mean, not everything is 50-50, but where's the care for your spouse? I mean, that just sounds like maybe you should just be boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, keep everything separate.
That's what I feel like. This is why I think that he had such a reaction to it, is because he put it on himself, saying, oh, you have all the student debt, you have all that, you're still in school, you want to make more money, this and the other. That's going to affect me, because now I'm not going to be able to retire at 41 because we are a couple and we are going to have to pool our money together. That's why I think he had that reaction to her saying that, because he thought maybe she had some money. She was already a nurse. She'd been making all of her stuff. She's ready to go, and not so far, you know, still in college,
still in school,
getting to the point to make more money as opposed to already making money as a nurse, even though she is making money as a nurse, but making more money. I think that's why he got, you know, his ass got tight, because he's like, oh, fuck. Now I'm not going to be able to retire to 43 because I got to bring her along because she's my wife. That's why. That's what I think he had that reaction to that. And she's like, well, fine, I don't need your money, but I don't need you at all anyway, because I just want to come home and be by myself.
Well, that is true. But yeah, well, how she worded it was wrong. But at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I don't know.
Partnerships. You're partners. You're partners.
We're partners. Of course, we're partners. But at the end of the day, I don't want to ever have anybody look at me and be like, you're hindering me.
Then that's not the person for you.
Exactly.
Again, yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, bro, if you want to retire at 40, 41, retire at 40, 41.
Yeah, but retiring at 40, 41 means that you're going to be with your wife and you want to do things and go
be together. I can still work my job and you can be retired and sit at home or go do whatever you got to do. It is what it is.
But I think he wants to have a wife to be retired with.
Yeah, well, here's the reality of 2022. You know, the reality is, Ben, is that if that's what you want, great. But the women that there ain't that many women out there that are on your level like that. That
Stacia?
are free.
Stacia's out there. If he married Stacia, he wouldn't be complaining about that because Stacia already has her own job, her own finances, her own career. She's ready to go on.
They should have paired Stacia with Ben.
Yes.
Period.
But you keep saying that they can be independent on he can retire and she can still work. I think what he thought was, I thought you were further along in your career and money and savings as opposed to you're still in school, you got a lot of debt. It's gonna be a long time for you to get to the point where we can both be together and retire earlier as opposed to, 41 when I really want to do it.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying, this is what listen, this is what they gave you based off of your requests and based off of the personality and all these friggin' tests that y'all supposedly took. And it is what it is. So if you want to be married, do it. If not, if that isn't what you want, then let's walk away right now.
But I don't think Ben has that problem. I think he does want to be married, and I think he does want to be married to her. And I think he just that's why he apologized and said, you know what, you're right. I shouldn't have brought that up. I should think about more. He's in it more as a partnership where she is now like, I don't really want anything from you. I don't want anything. I want to come home.
And she shouldn't have that attitude. I don't think.
Have that attitude.
She put up her defensives. She put up her defenses, and that's what I would have done. That I'm not saying married at first sight, though. I'm not saying married at first sight. I'm just saying that I felt that.
You want to be in a relationship with. If you want to get
that. When she did that, I felt that because I was like,
you're not married at first sight. As an individual person dating someone, I totally agree with that. But if you get married at first sight and you are already married to this person, that's when you have to change your mindset of what it is.
Right. Agreed. I agree with you.
So let's go to Mitch and because we got to say Mitch
and Kristen. I didn't have a lot about them. I mean, I like Kristen.
I do like her.
I think she's kind of holding her own, and she's just like, no, you're not going to have sex with me after you just told me I was ugly just because you got the junk man goggles on.
I was so happy because I was like on the edge of my seat when she was saying that shit. She was giving the story, and I'm like, bitch, please tell me. When she's like, he was all over me, like he just like got all over me, and I was like, oh, bitch, please tell me you didn't fuck him. But thank God that she didn't.
I love that she said to the girls, we have to be, before she went into their story, she said, we have to be Team Mitch. No matter what I say, I want to work at this marriage. So I'm gonna spill this stuff to you, but we all have to be Team Mitch. I like that because at the end of the day, when you're working things out, you don't need all the negative, like, yeah, I know he's such an asshole. Yeah, she knows this. Let her work that out, but just be there as her friend. So I like that.
And I think he's coming around too. I think he's coming around more and more, getting more comfortable. I think he's getting more comfortable being married and knowing that he's married and he's married to this person, because I genuinely think he does like her. I genuinely think he's attracted to her, I think he's just scared and he's never been in a relationship.
I agree.
He's never been in a relationship that's forced him to be, oh, you're in a marriage, you're in a relationship now. So I think he's just like, and I think he's coming around. I actually think they're gonna be fine. Tell you the truth.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I still get bad vibes from him. I still get the asshole vibe. So we'll just see. But I do like her, and I want better for her. I want him to really be into her. I think it bothers me with him is you just fucked up for no reason. Just no reason at all. All you had to do is just sit there and eat your damn food, and instead of talking shit.
By saying he wasn't attracted.
Yes. It was just stupid.
I think it was a reaction to I'm scared shitless. And also in the after party, he was like falling on his sword going, yes, I messed up. I
didn't see the after party.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah,
he did. It was Stacia and someone else, and they came after him. He's like, yeah,
Morgan and Stacia.
So he's kind of like, yeah. But I think he's getting
coming around.
He's coming. I think he's coming around because
he
puts his arm around her. He's when they're sitting there, he's affectionate with her, and she says, "I can see him more and more being more and more into me."
Yeah, I did notice that she did say that, and the thing I like about her is that she's cautious, but she's not an asshole in her cautiousness. Like how
she's cautious and patient. Yeah.
So she's like, I'm open to it, but I'm still watching you. I'm still being careful. I do like her. She seems very mature.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to say about
that. Can we just get to what we want to talk about, please?
Oh, Justin.
Go ahead.
Nah, boo. You go ahead. Shit, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
So, okay, we'll talk about the after effect when he's crying over Binh. All right, and I get, and even Stacia in the after party was like, yeah, she's like, yeah, I respect a man who's emotional, but I mean, come on, man.
I don't want a bitch ass. Sorry.
He is so
bitch ass.
She's gonna get tired of that. Even though it's interesting, she's really working with him on that. I mean, she told
him she loved him.
I know, which is it's interesting that she's taking his emotions in like that, and like
they're in the honeymoon phase for real.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's like they're just.
I think
super giggly, super happy. They are in that phase, solid. Yep. And I know you all said that you all thought that she's being fake and she's just doing it for the cameras, and you didn't. I still don't see that. But they got on my nerves because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, I think that she has played it up for the cameras in Mexico. And I think when they get home and when the reality shit hits the fan, she is going to be like, I can't with this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm out. I can't. I can't with him. It may not be his sensitivity and how he is with her. I think it's going to be something else because now they're home. And now she wants a man. Listen, it's great. If I go on vacation with a dude, oh, great. I want the whole bells and whistles of the whole like, oh, yes, kumbaya, let's do this. But when we get back home, I think
there's no reason why that he should not have had sex with her. There's none. He has no reason.
And I think she said, I love you, as in, I love you as a person, and I love you as for loving me so much. I don't think she's saying I'm in love with you. I am in love with you.
Thank you.
I think she did it just
but she didn't have to. I think she probably had some drinks and she just got caught up in the emotions. But I don't think she said it to say like, oh, I love you as a person. I think she just got caught up in a moment.
Yeah, but she's not in love with him.
I don't think he's in love with her.
I think he's in love with her.
I don't think so.
I don't think he knows. I think he's in love with her, but she is not in love with him. But she just said, "I love you," to appease him, and
Yep.
It was out of the blue. It wasn't like he had said "I love you," and then she said no. They were sitting at the dinner table, and then she just said, "I just love this man," and it wasn't loud. It wasn't a big pronouncement. Only Stacia heard it, so it wasn't like she was in the moment together and then she just said it. No, she just kind of blurted it out on her own.
I think I love this man as a person for how he treats me and how he is, and how he has some sense and how we get along. That. I don't think she's saying.
I don't think she's in love with him.
I don't either.
Different.
I don't either. So. But I think she's doing that for the camera, or at least.
But remember what she said to Morgan? Like, was it Morgan? No, it wasn't Morgan. It was Kristen when Kristen went to her, and I thought that she gave Kristen very good advice. But one of the things that she said to Kristen, I think that he is in love with. I think he's, really attracted to you, and he's gonna miss out on a good thing. Just like I could have hooked up with Justin 2 years ago, but because I thought he was too skinny and I thought he was too this, but I could have missed out on the best thing that ever happened to me. She feels for him some type of way. I'm not saying it's love, but she definitely, and maybe it's exactly what you said, Chris, that she loves the way he loves her.
Yes.
But that could make you be in love with somebody. I know I fell in love with somebody who loved me to death, and I wasn't attracted to the person at first, but I loved the way they made me feel. So I can see it. But I don't think but they were truly annoying. This episode really annoying. But it was like to me, when you're at a table with a bunch of people, it's unnecessary for you to carry on the way they went on. It's like, who are you trying to prove it to me? Or are you trying to prove it to each other? Because this is too much.
No, they're trying to prove it to us because they are like girlfriends. It's like it was like me and my homegirl sitting at the table.
Yep.
Listening to people, couples talking their smack.
I'm talking about when they were all over each other.
Like, you hearing this shit right now? Oh shit, bitch, you hearing this shit right now? What you think? Okay, nothing there. That's what I got out of that. 2 fucking girlfriends.
Yes.
Gossiping. And then what made it even worse is when it got back to the hotel room, I sent you the video what I was watching, and I was like, what the fuck? Who has the dick in this relationship? When they were in the bathroom talking about it,
and he's crying,
and then
over
all
Ben.
of a sudden,
he was crying over Ben. That was too much.
He starts crying about shit, and she's like, "Come here, baby. Here's a napkin or here's a tissue." And he comes in and he hugs her, and I'm like, "Oh no, that's going to get old very quickly with her." And when I say very quickly, I mean next week. Very quickly.
Exactly. As soon as they get back and hit reality and not in Mexico anymore.
That's right. They're not in Mexico anymore. He's not fucking playing basketball. The most I saw Justin be masculine is when he was playing basketball with fucking Ben and he dunked. And I was like, oh. I was like, okay. You're 7 foot tall. Motherfucker, you should be able to dunk. After that, I was like, yeah, we're done here.
I mean, well, that's it. All the couples. But there was one thing I did want to say that I did like before we end. Stacia came from Miguel's throat at that dinner table. But then
the mariachis.
They came out, so she couldn't finish. But she was ready. She was in attack mode, and I was ready for it. I was pissed.
I was so ready for it because that was Stacia's moment. Because, as we all know, Lindy came for Stacia talking about Nate. That was Stacia's moment to get in Lindy's ass about, bitch. And then all of a sudden it's like,
she wasn't going after Lindy. She was going after Miguel at the dinner table. She was coming for him.
Exactly. Because he was like, he fucked his wife. And then now you fuck your wife. And now you're saying, well, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna take these 8 weeks, and then you're looking at Lindy. If I'm Stacia and I'm sitting at the table, and he says that shit after Lindy has been like, "Oh my god, everything's been so great. This is the man that I want to be with," and then this motherfucker posts up at the group dinner table talking about, We'll see where the 8 weeks takes us.
And remember, it was he
Listen, her
who
fucking
said to Lindy, it was he who said to Lindy that he thought she was just relaying the message.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what she was going after in that moment. She wanted some clarification, or she wanted to set his ass straight. But that damn mariachi band.
Mariachi band got him, and he said, "Saved by the band."
And then you see afterwards when he said, "We're saved by the mariachi band," and then she kept leaning into him. Lindy kept leaning into him like, "Oh, we're good, boo boo. Like, oh, everything's okay. I got your back. Don't worry about it." Because he was
almost like she was scared, like a battered wife.
Exactly. He was shook. He kept saying to her, "Oh, thank God that I was saved by this." And she's like, "Oh, don't worry. I always have your back. I got you." Oh, seriously, like a battered wife. She is, listen, I get it that she was sheltered, and I get it that she has been raised up some sort of way. But at the end of the day, no, he knows who he's got, and he's manipulating that.
Do you think Sasha's still like a Katina?
No.
No.
I didn't get those vibes necessarily from her this time. I was gonna say that earlier, so thanks for bringing it up. No, I don't get that. I'm not saying that she's like super strong. No, I like her strength. But I still think that she's going to.
Yeah, she has issues.
She's still going to bend over a little bit for him, and they're gonna stay together. I
hope so. I hope so. I like them, and I even like Alexis and Justin. I hope they stay together.
I don't know. I really loved Alexis in the beginning, and I do like her, but I like her single. I don't like her with him. I don't. Because one, if she's really not in it, that's mean and nasty to make somebody believe it.
Right.
Two, if she is, it's just like she's too much like a guy.
Yeah.
Who
has the dick? As Tanya said, who has the dick in
like
the
I said, who has the dick in this relationship?
So I like her, but I'm not sure that he's the one for her. And I like him
The one for her because she made it very clear that he was sensitive. And that's going to get old very quick. I'm sensitive, therefore I may not show it, but I'm sensitive, but I don't want a sensitive man. I want a man that's going to be a man.
That's what it is. He loves
That's
Ben.
why he's not having sex with his wife.
Because he loves
thinking about Ben.
Ben is the perfect person, and he deserves.
How do you? I mean, you all just met. You don't even know this dude that much.
And she's not the one for him. I am. I'm the one for him. Did you see his
thing before we go? When Stacia and Nate was in the bed, honey, why was you full face makeup? Everybody else is like watch out. She had a full face. You don't remember?
I thought that she didn't have any makeup on.
She had a full face that after the dinner party that dinner, but I do like her. I do like her. And I'm not getting Katina so much. I'm not getting Katina so much now, but I still believe that she's not going to have a lot of strength to fight him on. Maybe because of her issues, but she's really going to work hard to make this work.
Well, yeah, because that's all she wants. That's all she needs. Not all she wants. That's all she needs. She has everything that she supposedly has, right? All she needs is the man and the power couple. She wants to be Bay and Jay. That's all she wants.
I'm gonna Google his business because I really do want to know what he does for a living because
he's a hustler. He's a total hustler. You can see it.
And his life is
like it.
If she's okay with it, they could have a good marriage because there's sometimes women that have it all and they don't mind having a man that doesn't. You just have to bring something else to the table. It works, but be honest. That's all I'm saying. Just be honest.
I don't think don't think that Nate needs to make the kind of money that she
No, he
makes.
doesn't.
I don't think that Nate needs to have the kind of lifestyle that she has. I think that Nate has to just be able to hold his own.
But the kind of lifestyle that she has, he can't have unless he works hard. And he doesn't seem like he's a hard worker. He seems like he's a con
But
artist,
He's a
if
hustler.
anything. It's all gold. It's all
yeah,
gold
you're
looking
right.
stuff, but there's nothing but tinfoil at the back.
That's right. You're right. You're right. I can't
Yep,
even
yep,
argue.
yep. All right.
All right. So wait. Um, do we want to talk about? Well, we're at an hour and 10 minutes. Do we want to end now, or do we want to talk about the Netflix, the most hated?
Oh,
We can talk. We can talk. We can talk about that later.
yeah. I'm like, I'm
All right, let's
worn
talk about that
out
later.
and hungry.
Oh, you
We
know
can-
what? Let's wait. Let's wait for that because guess what? T minus 10 days, and the three of us are gonna be in LA together. Out and out
No,
and out
I
and
don't have
out.
no clothes together. I got to get my mind right.
I gotta get my hair right too. That's why I'm experimenting on my hair because I ain't trying to be like out there, bringing all my products and shit. But here we are. So, all right. So we'll
Right.
see you next week. Don't hang up, bitches. I gotta talk to you for a minute. But we're gonna hang up. We're gonna hang up from the rest of y'all.
Okay.
And let's do it.